Dear followers of my YouTube blogs, I would like to continue to give an overview over the chapters of my book Human Language Evolution. We already looked at Khoisans and Nilo-Saharan speakers. Now we would like to continue about the story of humans still in Africa. Most of the hominid diversity, which reaches back at least around 3 million years before present, is found in Africa, be it in Ethiopia or East Africa, but also partly in South Africa. And numerous lines of humans also managed to get out of Africa, for instance, as early as 1.8 million years before present. Homo ergaster migrated out of Africa, and there was a archaeological finding of bones of the Homo georgicus, which is subspecies of Homo ergaster in Georgia in Dmanisi. And Homo sapiens sapiens clearly has its oldest lines in Africa, and 2/3 of human history of anatomical modern humans took place in Africa. So we saw earlier that the subspecies sapiens has an age of around 170,000 years, and early in the history of these anatomical modern humans there was a bipartition of the population due to some climate changes, and only around several thousand humans survived. This was a so-called bottleneck situation. So around 100,000 BP, humans in Africa reached the coast. Most researchers today believe it was in nowadays Somalia or Eritrea, and it was further 30,000 years later that boat development was so good for humans that they could cross over to Saudi Arabia. Newest finding, however, say that already 100,000 BP there were modern humans in Arabia. Some teams of archaeologists found silex material in Saudi Arabia, which closely resembled those which was found in Nubia, and this is dated back to around 100,000 BP. But it seems that these human migrations out of Africa were not always successful. Nowadays, researchers assume that 2 migrations out of Africa were especially successful, and the first was along a southern route, which was moreover an oceanic route. This hypothesis was substantiated by a publication by Macaulay et al. It seems that a couple of humans, not very many, because of the traces in haplogroup genotypes, they crossed over to Saudi Arabia and went then to India. India has a very long history of human evolution. It seems like it was practically the second most ancient on the world. And these humans then went further to the Andaman Islands and Malaysia, and further to Papua, and around 55,000 BP they reached Australia.